Hi everyone and welcome to my place. I have been going on and on and on at length about the chairs in my lounge. This is one of them. I have 4 of these and I have 2 couches. I have now decided the passion is going to be for a little bit of blue. Now I was going to go along the road and I was going to get new couches, and then I remembered chalk paint. Now, a number of years ago, this beautiful lady standing beside me, let me introduce you to her. This is Annie Sloan, and she is the guru of chalk paint. When I heard that she was coming to New Zealand, I just had to ask her. In fact, I pleaded, please could you come to my place, Annie, and please could you clear up all the issues that I have discovered and I have unravelled about chalk paint. So we have the guru. Right, Annie, tell me about chalk paint.
Okay, well, first of all, before I do, I'm just going to say that when I knew I was coming to New Zealand, I said, please, can we see you? Because I remember being on your programme and it was a knockout.
Oh, the Good Morning Show.
It was fantastic. Well, meeting you, don't know about the programme, but you, it was amazing. And it was like, we're a bit of soul sisters. Yeah. She's slightly louder and talkative, more talkative than me.
I don't know that I'm talkative, am I? I suppose I am. But, you know, there's always a story, and I love that.
Oh, it's lovely.
When people get together, that collective getting together, working together, talking, I know stuff, you know stuff, everybody knows something, and I think that it's a wonderful way of enriching our lives. And I think it's for what you do with the chalk paint, it's amazing what it does. But I don't know about, I can paint walls with it, I can paint furniture, but I don't know about fabric. So please explain to us all so that we know about the chalk paint.
So you can paint on absolutely anything, including fabric and upholstered fabric. This is lovely. I would say it's a cotton satiny.
Probably.
Slightly. I don't think it's got any finish on it. Sometimes things have got finishes on them. And if you're not sure, you can do a little test around the back and you can see if it's absorbing in. A few things have got stuff on them that stops it absorbing. But it will be fine. You should take into consideration that this is slightly yellowy fabric.
Yes.
Beautiful fabric, but yellowy, and so any colour you put on it, so when we put our blue on it, it's going to change it slightly.
Ah, yes, yes.
And make it a little bit more green.
Ah, yeah, got that.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
So the first thing you do with fabric is you take some water and you... I'm going to put it into here so I can wet my brush.
Yes, okay.
What I'm going to do is wet it. You see what I'm doing? I'm wetting it. So when I paint, the water will help get the paint going in, absorbing in.
Okay. So you would use a paintbrush. You wouldn't spray it on.
Some people spray. I personally prefer this, but then I'm a painty person.
Yeah.
So, you know, some people won't like that, but I will go over and you can see for some reason, I don't know what that is. But
oh, well, the other thing that I don't like about these chairs is I've got 2 cats and the cats think that the lounge is for them.
Well, probably it is, isn't it?
So they sit on these all the time.
Yeah. So you can see what's happening. Yeah, so it's darkened it slightly.
Yes.
And it's going all over. So you do all that. And I would do the whole seat first, and then after the seat...
And do you work in patches? Sections?
Yeah, not patches, but segments. So I will do the sides here, the arms and the back separately. Okay. And you have to have plenty of water and be prepared so that you're not running out halfway through. Yeah. So now that's wet.
And so that's called, that's wet to the touch.
Just to the touch. And it won't have gone right through, but it'll go in a certain amount. Okay. Then my brush now is wet.
Yes.
So I'm going to put this colour on. That is duck egg blue.
Duck egg blue, yes. Well,
and I'm going to dip that into there with a little bit of water. So it's going to be, I'm just going to test it till I got it right.
So like a watery wash?
Yeah, a bit more. It's not really watery, not really
but a substance in it.
So that it's sort of it can be easy to be painted on. Okay. Can I go?
Yes, you go. Yeah. So, oh, sorry. Oh wow. So with the water,
Yeah.
I see what you mean. So the water makes it, with the dampness and then the paint going over it, it gives a beautiful smooth texture.
Exactly, exactly. I think you've got it.
That's
And
fabulous.
so it goes in easily. You're not painting on top and having to scrub it around. The water will just help to bring it in.
Oh, that is fantastic.
And just check.
That's exactly.
So there it's a little bit yellow coming through.
Yes.
That's because it's not quite so thick. But look how easy it is. It's not
That
difficult.
is, I've got to say it again, that's fantastic.
It is. Do you want to have a go?
Yeah, I do want to have a go.
Well, I'm just going to put a bit of water in, a bit of paint on there. Remember the brush is wet already. That also helps to push
So
it on.
just is it in one direction? Or
Doesn't
just,
matter, all over.
and just spread it through.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Probably what I would have done, before it's a bit late now, I would have put something there to stop it going on there.
Oh, hold on, hold on.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, I love that.
That's
so
great.
in,
that's
and
stop.
then just like this, Annie.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Oh, perfect. So doing this all the time means that, so does it mean that by doing that, when I go to do this, I'm not going to have a build-up?
It might be a little bit, yeah, that's exactly. You won't get double, so that might be, I might just put a bit of water on that.
Well, maybe somebody's fat bottom might sit on that
Might do.
and squish in.
Well, it won't be ours.
No, it won't be mine. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Well, no, not us.
So I've just wet that, so that's sort of made it, spread it out a bit. So there we are.
Oh, great. And then when it...
I would just say you haven't done it quite enough there. The yellow is coming through. You just need
Righto,
to
so
cover it.
more. So
Just got to make certain it's even.
And then into there,
Yeah, bit of paint.
bit of paint, bit of water.
Perfect. I think you might be able to learn to do this.
Oh, thanks. Well, Annie, what worries me is that there is a lot of information out there and I don't know whether it's actually the correct information. And like a piece of furniture is an expensive acquisition.
Absolutely.
And just because I've had a whim, I could have recovered it.
At vast expense.
Exactly. And time. It takes a lot of time to reupholster
That's
something
very
like
true.
this. Yeah. And I'm also into upcycling and recycling. So once I've done this, how long will this last?
Oh, for ages. I mean, it's not going to, no, fine. I mean, just as much as any fabric. It's just fine.
Well, and with that, the issue that we have here in New Zealand with our sun is it's really intense.
Right.
And it fades out. But I quite like a wee bit of fading.
Yeah, you could get a bit of wet fading with this, but you won't get, like fabric really fades. But this won't fade quite so much.
So if I wanted to, okay, so that moving on to thinking, years ahead, if I wanted to do something else with it, is it just the same process? Wet it, apply the paint.
Every single piece of fabric you do is the same on upholstery. I will tell you the things that go wrong for people.
Okay, this is why we're here.
Yeah, why we're here. So we get people going, well, I applied it and I did 3 coats. Well, actually, no, I did 6 and it's really crispy. Well, you don't do 6 coats, you do 1 or 2. You might want to go afterwards, go over a second time, but I wouldn't do any more than that because if you do it a 3rd time and a 4th time, especially if you haven't got water in it, that's just going to end up crispy and hard.
So that's exactly the same principles as like my towels or the rags that I use for painting.
There you are.
The paint goes crispy. That's a good tip. Yeah. That is a very, very good tip. Yeah. And so now from here, so maybe we might need another coat.
You might.
We don't know.
Yeah.
So wet it. Apply the paint.
I don't think you'd wet it for the 2nd coat. You'll just have a wetter paint.
Okay. So wetter each as you go. Yeah. Wetter and wetter and wetter. So you're not building up.
At the moment, this isn't quite even. You haven't quite done as much.
So that needs to be done.
Yeah, because if you look there, this is darker than that.
Okay.
That's all you've got to worry about.
So into the paint.
Maybe a little bit more paint on there.
That's the trick, is it? So you haven't used much paint at all.
No, it's not a lot. A lot of water. You're sort of staining it. It's a sort of a dark stain.
Oh, now I've got it.
Dark
Staining the fabric. So if I was dyeing the fabric, it's exactly the same process, except
sort of. Yeah.
I've got the control. I am in control of where the dye goes. Well, that's perfect. Oh, Annie, that is...
Because if you have curtains of this, what you would do is make a big bowl or big tub, put the paint in, put water in it, wet it, and then put the paint in, mix it all up, and then put it in and take it out again, and you will have dyed fabric the same as this.
Oh, so I could do the curtains.
You could do your curtains as well. I've given you ideas. Oh, my God.
Oh, okay. So just keep going, and then, okay.
And that's it. I think you've done that now. I wouldn't do any more. And now let that dry.
Now, how long? Okay, the drying. What's the drying time?
It depends.
I didn't put my penny on.
Oh, you didn't give your penny. Well, you didn't get any paint on.
Did I get any penny? Oh, I haven't finished yet. So how long do you need to allow it to dry before you go on?
Oh, I wouldn't wait. I would just let it get so it feels sort of dryish.
And then apply the next one.
And then do your second one. Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting it dry completely because the inside will take a little bit longer. The top will dry out a little bit, but the inside, so you could do the second coat pretty quickly, actually.
And would you recommend hitting it with a blow dryer or just letting it naturally dry?
I would let it naturally dry. Blow drying it will change the colour slightly.
Oh, will it?
So, yeah, if you something dries naturally compared to something with a hairdryer, it's a different colour.
So that it's slow dry.
Just let it slow dry. I mean, in here where you've got lots of windows and you've probably got the sun coming in at some point, just let it dry naturally in the sun. That'd be best. Perfect. I mean, it's taken me, when I've done it, probably a day to dry, really.
That's
maybe
really
2 days.
fantastic, you know, to be able to. Okay, on a whim or on a passion, I need this, I want to repaint my chair so I can get it done in a day. Yeah. So once that's dry, what do you do next?
I would either just leave it like this. I think it's perfectly
It's
beautiful.
not going to come out and onto me?
No. If it is, if you're finding you put too much on and some of the brighter colours, you might find, ooh, I just wipe over and see if there's any paint coming off. It should be fine, but if not. There's 2 things you can do. Leave it as it is, because it's really rather beautiful. Or you could even just when it's dry, very lightly sand it.
Okay, dry, lightly sand.
But that's usually when the paint's gone on a little bit too thickly.
Okay.
And get it even, when it's softer. It's a beautiful feel, absolutely fantastic.
Well, I need you to know that I did do a chair.
And now it comes out.
I did do a chair, Annie. And I may have done it all wrong.
Oh, you didn't.
I don't know. I don't know.
I can't wait to see.
I have done it because I thought I'm up to this is what's happened. I'm up to the stage where I did 2 coats. Mm-hmm. I watered it down like you said.
Good.
But it's gone a bit crispy.
Right.
Because I didn't do what
Just
you
confess.
said.
Come on, confess.
Okay. I think I might have done it too thick.
Yeah.
I waited 24 hours between each coat. Wrong. Why I didn't wait, but I was in a hurry.
That's fine, it's fine. No, that was all right.
And I want to know how to get it leathery. So if I strike this...
Oh, leathery. That'll be fantastic.
Well, can I strike this? Can you give me 5 minutes, everybody? 5 seconds, hang fire. I'll bring what I've done and I want you to go through and say to me, you shouldn't have done this or you should have done this, but we can fix
Can I give you marks out of 10?
Yes. I don't do D's. Okay, Annie, here it is. This is it.
Well, actually, it's absolutely gorgeous. I think that is fine. I wouldn't say it's crispy. This is not crispy.
Is this not crispy?
No.
So that's 2 coats.
That's 2 coats. I think it's really good. It's soft. It feels lovely. If you feel that you wanted it to be, do you feel, I suppose, yeah.
See, it's a little bit like Dad's old leather boots.
I would say that it's an A-.
Oh,
that's not bad, is it?
Okay, yeah,
not quite an A, but pretty much so. I mean, you could get away with this. Everyone would be happy. You could sit on this. It's not going to crack. It's fine.
Phew.
So there's 2 things you could do now. If you wanted to, I wonder whether a little bit of, this is a sanding pad.
Yes.
You could try doing that.
Oh, yeah. Annie, you need these.
Oh, I know. So you might do that. That's brought out the top because this is raised fabric.
Yes.
What you're going to do is take the paint off the top. So if you want that slightly raised there, that's fine. But if you don't, then I've got a better way to do it.
Okay, so while we're talking about fabric, let me just ask you about velvet, because I know, and you know that stuff, what is it called? It's like a velvety stuff that used to be very popular.
Draylon?
Yes.
We called it Draylon in England. It's got different names all over. It's a synthetic velvet. So it's the same principle, just adding lots of water. But at the end, whereas this, I could wax it with Draylon, velvet, any of those things, you can't. Because you've got a pile, anything with a pile. So this here has got a raised thing. But if you wanted it just to be without any raised bits, so no pattern, I would just put wax on here now. If you want it, I tell you what. Well, actually, I love this as it is. I think it works. But another, because it's soft, it's got a French look to it, I would just leave it like this. I think it's absolutely fine. You might sand it a little bit so that it doesn't, because I think maybe it's a bit thicker on here.
Yeah, well, that would be my fault because I didn't, well, it would be my fault. Of course it's my fault because I did it. Because I wasn't sure, but now I know about the excess, you know, putting the water on first.
More water.
And it makes sense to put the water on so that it goes in.
So if you were to do that, but on another type of chair, I would wax it. So if you wax it, what it turns into is leather. And it's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, beautiful. Of course, you can't wax anything with a lot of texture. So the more texture you've got, the more raised pile, that doesn't work. So something like the velvet or raised textured fabrics, I can't see one here, that wouldn't work. So I don't know what.
Oh, hold on. There's enough fabrics in this house.
Yeah. So that's raised texture.
Oh, yes.
So when you did that and wax, oh, actually it might be fantastic. I was thinking more of something like tweed.
Oh, yes.
A sort of tweedy thing wouldn't work. Anything which is really textured. That would look good, but it would be a different look.
Oh, okay.
Because you'd get the paint go, oh, that could be amazing. Because what would happen, because it's a stain, and you did that in blue, you'd get that as a darker blue than that.
Oh.
Because that could be really lovely.
Oh, that's actually, I might have a go at that because I could dye it.
You could dye it. Oh, you could dye it.
Yes, I'll dye it because I like that thought of the dyeing because I could use the same paint and it's just watery solution.
Water. And then for that, you'd heat it just with a hairdryer. And the hairdryer or the tumble dryer,
yes,
it will set it. So if you could wash it afterwards, it would be fine.
Well, I might have. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. That's a good idea, and then we'll see how that works out.
See, for that, you can put that in a hairdryer. You can iron it. When you hairdryer this, it might go a bit patchy. So I would tell you.
So don't. Okay.
Well, some people say they've done it. But it could be wrong.
But you're the guru, and this is your life.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So if I would, but I think you could make this leather. If you wanted this to have a leathery look, you'd wax it. And I don't think you do you?
Well, I didn't know, but I thought that if I waxed it, what say in years to come, I didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, then
that's it. That's that end.
Well, I tell you what it also does. You wax it because wax and fabric, it will start to crack. And that looks beautiful if it's a real proper leathery looking chair, like a proper club chair. That would be fantastic. So it could be a fabric chair in a sort of like a tub chair, paint it and wax it, and that looks fantastic. I mean, I've got some great pictures of, someone did one and they painted it brown, beautiful browns, and it looked like a really fabulous leather chair. Gorgeous. But this...
leave it as it is?
Well, it's pretty and French.
Well, if we're talking pretty and French, might I just now tell you that I don't know that I like this. So we can paint with the chalk paint onto every surface. Yeah. Got it? What about onto this? Can I take this off now? This is the job I love the best.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. You can see where I've been a bit rough.
That's right. So what I'll do is, well, I'll take that off.
This has got, Annie, this has got like a sheeny bit on it.
Yeah.
So how do you get away with that? What do you do with that?
Yeah, I think the paint will go on there.
Will it?
Yeah.
You don't have to sand it or anything?
You could sand it if you want, but you know, my paint goes on anything. You don't have to sand, you don't have to prime, you can put it directly onto here. You could put it onto, this could be metal you could do it with. It can go onto ceramics, it can go onto china, plastics, all sorts of stuff. Let's think about this. What would you do? I agree with you that it's a little bit
heavy. Blood and bandages.
Blood and bandages, that bad?
When I was doing my floral training, I was told that we were never ever allowed to do red and white together because that was blood and bandages and it was not allowed.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's like the other one about blue and green should never be seen without something in between. Who said that?
I think that's ridiculous, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. So now we could go with this and we could do the same colour, or...
Because it is a bit heavy, isn't it? And I think that people get... I don't know about you, and but I know that with a lot of my subscribers and people who follow me, we all get to a stage and we think, now what?
Yeah. I'm going to try one thing.
Right.
I'm going to paint it with that.
Oh.
And then you could do that. Am I allowed to use...
Oh, yes. Yes.
I can use that. Or you could use that.
Oh, now you're talking.
That's quite nice, isn't it?
That's better, because look at what that does. That takes that, which is...
a bit blur.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Isn't that nice? It softens it.
That's much better.
Or you could add a little bit of white. I don't know. So adding the white...
So you're not, are you watering down now, or are you just going straight on?
Just going straight on. And I'm adding the white, my old white.
So that's old white?
Old white and duck egg blue. Let's see what that's like. Oh, it may be a bit too sweet. Not sure. And then I'm going to wipe it. What do you like? I think I like this better.
This one. Yeah, that's a bit too...
It's a bit baby, isn't it?
Yes. There's nothing baby blue about me.
You said it.
There's nothing. But yeah, that's interesting too. Looking at if we're going to talk colours, that's really interesting. That colour there is too powdery.
Yeah.
Compared to this, which is because that's got a nice depth to it, hasn't it?
It's a bit what I would call grown up.
Yeah. Okay.
Or I'm just going to try one more because it's quite useful to see. That is just white.
I don't know. I think I like this.
I think that's the best.
Sometimes I think that the first choice is always the best choice.
Yeah.
And a lot of time, I can waste a lot of time trying to decide what I'm going to do.
I quite like that. I hate that. I quite like that, and I like that.
I think that gives...
I've got an idea about that as well. So if you was to do that...
Yes.
And then at the end, I have a white wax, and you could then put that over there, and it will just soft it off. Instead of clear wax, which is beautiful, it won't change the colour. The white will just soften it, and I think that might really work with that.
So if I don't want that now, I can just...
You just wipe that off.
Oh,
that's the great thing. See, there's no priming or anything like that. We can take it off, we can work with it. That's quite nice now.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, I quite like that. This is a little gift for you don't know about. So I was using that, which is lovely. Yes. That's yours. They're fine, no problem with them. But I have these, which you would love. See, that's what it is. Okay, well, they are called sanding pads. And you open it up, and in there you have coarse.
Oh, colour-coded coarse.
Medium, fine. They even got the writing on the back. So what you would do is you might sand. I don't think for this.
No, because it's got the dark bits in it, which I find quite lovely.
Which is quite nice, yeah.
And so if I put the wax on it, and then just
wipe it off just let it softly go in. So I won't be here, but you could do that on your own, can't you?
Hold on, I just want to try it. Let me try it. Is this it?
What's the white?
This one here.
That is, yeah, that's it, yeah. I don't know how much paint's on there. No water.
No water.
Not
really. I
really.
wasn't listening. No water at this stage, everyone. No water for this bit.
That's it. Oh, lovely. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
And so I just want to see what it goes like in here.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a good thing to try.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Do you know what I would do?
Show me how you do that bit.
So I think you're being too fine, too light with it.
Oh.
And
That's a bit fast.
So I would do it quite strongly.
Ah, okay.
And then, to get your texture, wipe it. And that will give you the lightness.
There's got
do you want
too
my
much.
cloth?
Here it is.
Yeah, it's
and
good
then leave it for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And then...
And then wipe gently.
Oh.
Now you can be gentle.
Okay. Once it's on, everyone, rough with the brush and then soft with the cloth.
That's it. Oh, nice, nice, nice look there. And you sort of wipe it so that you're seeing what it is. You can do it, you know.
Okay.
It's because you're doing this at the moment, but when you're painting on your own, you will make it soft and you'll get into the zone.
Oh, because I think that is just wonderful,
yeah.
Annie.
Yeah, it's got a bit of texture. It's lovely.
Yeah, that's much, much better. So
Yeah.
I'm pleased that we've gone that extra step. Now, is there any other... So then the wax over that,
and that's
nice and soft,
yeah.
that end. How long does the wax have to dry
You
for?
just let it on there for, say, 10, 15 minutes and then gently wipe it off and then leave it. Not wipe it gently so it's not too strong. It's absorbed in, it's not sitting on top, it's absorbed in. When you've done that, I mean, the white wax might not work. It might just be clear wax on here. Might just have a try. And then what else would I do? That would be it. But if you wanted to, but this would just be a possible extra, you would take these.
So what would you use?
I always start with a medium, which is the green. Yeah. And I would just... Maybe, I don't know if it's... I don't think it's going to. It was a thought, because if I do... Actually, I haven't got wax on it. You could take the top off.
That's quite beautiful too.
Isn't it?
Gosh, there's endless possibilities.
That's why people get addicted, because it's such fun.
Well, to me, it just takes my lounge to a completely different level with the colour.
I know.
I don't have to buy new couches. I love the chairs.
Yeah. Oh, they're beautiful.
So now I don't have to do that, and I can just paint finish them. And then if in years to come, I can just put another colour in, or can I just wash the whole thing and the paint will come out?
If you had wax on here, you couldn't. So it won't wash off. It won't wash off. So this has to be done not on something new, but something old, which you are like, I don't know whether to keep it, what to do with it. I would just paint. I would just like that. You've extended the life of an armchair.
So about now, finish this. Yeah. Do nothing. That end. Yes. Walk away. Walk away. Before and no fiddling.
Exactly.
Oh, Annie, that is fantastic. I feel enriched. I feel that I've got the right knowledge, and I know that there'll be lots of people out there that will be very thankful that I said, please come.
She had to pay me lots of money to come.
Lots of money that I didn't have. Well, that's great.
Thank you very much. It's been fantastic. What an experience.
I'm really sorry that I talked far too long, everyone, but I just wanted us all to be informed about what is and what isn't, what's nonsense, what isn't, and I have got all the answers. So if there's any questions, Gmail me, and if I can't help, I'll just flick you through to Annie's site and she can deal with them. So thank you so much.
Can I just say that we've got people who have our paint all over the world. So go onto my website and it says stockists.
Yes.
Not stalkists, but stockists, people who stock our paint. Go on there and find where your local one is.
Yes.
Because I support.
Because you're all around the world though, aren't you?
All over. We're in 57 countries.
That's really good, because now I know we're supposed to be finished, but I just want to ask, because I'm terribly nosy, what got you into the paint?
I'm a painter and I love painted furniture, and one thing led to another really, and I went to art school.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm informed, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's been a real honour. Thank you.
And I will see you again another day. Thanks for watching, and I hope I have helped.